Hey, Mike, thanks for the opportunity to share a few thoughts about Tangible. I'm excited that you and your church members are going to be taking a look at that little book I wrote. You asked me a few questions, so let me see if I can take a shot at them. Why did I write this book? I was working at my church as a deacon, and I was doing a lot of ministry to addicts and refugees, widows, and the homeless, and we were providing material help. And finding that long-lasting change was really hard when people were in hard places and had been through hard things. So when I started seminary, I began learning a lot about apologetics and about theology, a lot of stuff going into my head. And that was stuff I was really hungry for. It was stuff I understood. I'd been an atheist for 10 years, really intellectually arrogant in my atheism. So I needed intellectual arguments so I could articulate why Christianity was reasonable and believable. But the people that I was helping at the church didn't really have a head problem when it came to God and God's relationship with them. It was really more of a heart problem. And I read this quote from John Calvin that I thought summed it up. "The heart's distrust is greater than the mind's blindness." And that really nailed it for me, is that when people don't believe, very often their lack of faith is rooted in their heart rather than in their mind. And so we need to do ministry that addresses both hearts and minds, both bodies and souls. So how do I hope the book will affect readers, you asked? I think that we might have that holistic balance in our ministry, that we might understand that word and deed are both important, that it's not about helping people with either our hands or with our words, but it's both, that word and deed are to fit together like the two parts of a hinge, and that the door of salvation really swings open only when the hinge contains both word and deed. Ministries or activities, programs that have been influenced by the book was your third question, Mike. And I have spoken to quite a few people who have read the book, who are trying to live out some of these ideas. I definitely don't give prescriptions or ideas that are specific or overly prescriptive about how to do ministry, but more about a framework to think about word and deed. But I do know quite a few people who are trying to live this out in their own personal relationship. Deacons who are trying to have a more holistic ministry at the church. Missionaries overseas who face really overwhelming material needs. But they know that they are there to also share the word. And so how do we keep those things in balance, or more precisely, make sure that when we share the word, we are also addressing the heart, or that when we're addressing the body, we don't forget to also address the need of the soul. So I hope that's helpful. I look forward to hearing how y'all's discussion of the book goes and what God might do in and through it. The Lord bless you and keep you and use you for the good of many and for his glory.